Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to the map editor, and welcome back to this island we are creating. We are on the PC version of the game, the Steam version of the game, and I'm just going to go through the controls once more. I'm going to do that at the beginning of every episode because some people are going to miss them. We are using W to go forward, S to go back, A to go left, D to go right, Q to go down, E to go up, and if you push and hold right mouse button, that pans the camera around. But wait, there's more. If we drag out an item from the bin, we can use R to rotate, T to transform, C to clone, we got a clone, delete to delete, and F to focus. Occasionally I'll hit the F button and the camera will just slam out real far, but that's just me fat fingering the keyboard. Anyway, if we choose a smaller item and press F, the camera's going to be in a little bit closer, and the reason for that is it's based on the size of the object. Anyway, I'm going to delete that. There is something we should also point out, and I pointed out in the last episode. Now, we have a giant island. It is a huge island. It's kind of hard to get scale at the moment because it's kind of empty. There's not a lot going on here. In order to judge scale, we can do a couple of things. First of all, I've done this in the cave mouth. The main feature of the island, what we've done is we've put in a raft, and then we've put a door on top of the raft, and the door is about the same height as the player avatar. It's logical, the player avatar has to be able to fit through a doorway. In order to get the scale of a raft with sails on it, we've put another door on top, and that does give us a perfect height for this cave. In fact, we know that you can fit a 4x4 raft in here comfortably. But yes, there were a couple of things that I pointed out last episode and maybe the episode before. First of all, we smoothed this little island off like nobody's business. It was smooth as an android's bottom, but wait, it looks a little bit polygonal. Certainly on the top there's a little spike up there, and this sand is definitely a little bit more lumpy bumpy than it should be. What's happened? Well, on the PC version of the game, since the 1.0 release, sand has not been smooth. As soon as you save your map, exit and come back to it, it looks like ass. Is there a way to fix that? There is not. Your island is always going to have this problem. I don't know if it's ever going to be patched. It hasn't been patched in a while, so that's a fun thing. Also, this is a feature of the map editor which has annoyed me since the map editor has existed. You see, the camera, let's go this way, the camera has a certain velocity to it, and if we scoot along the edge of the map, I'm not holding down shift, I'm just scooting around, but as soon as you get close to an object, like the actual island itself, everything slows down. As soon as you get to a lot of objects, and then we can hit shift and go back to this little island, every time the camera gets close to an object, it slows down even more, which often makes it look like there's lag or stuttering or something weird is going on. It's not. The more objects you have together, there we go, the more objects you have together, the more that effect is going to take hold. Unfortunately, we are going to be stacking a lot of objects together, so the camera is going to be jumping around like nobody's business, and you're going to find that. It's less noticeable when you are doing something, but when you're recording it and putting it on YouTube, everyone else is going to see that and go, is something wrong with your computer? No, this computer has more power than a powerful thing. It's perfectly powerful enough to cope with this and render videos and all manner of things, but yeah, there's just something that we're going to have to deal with. Speaking of deal with, we've done that side of the island, but there's still a hole here. A hole in the world? There is a hole in your mind. This is fine. This might actually work. If we were on a nearby island, looking at this side, we would see the big old hole straight through the center of the island. But we would also see what's behind it, so it's less noticeable. We could probably get away with not putting something big here obscuring the cave mouth. So let's put something big here and obscure the cave mouth. Yeah, I know what everyone was thinking. They were like, oh, are you really going to do that? Dude, a Of course I'm going to do that. I'm all about that base. That buttery biscuit base. So let's grab cliff 6 because the cliff 6 is our friend. Now what I don't want to do is put a load of cliff pieces here and then have it so that this whole peninsula, the player just doesn't come here because you just wall it off. Oh, well, it's all walled off. Why would I ever come here? That is an excellent question. I don't know. But also we have this water. And the trouble with the water is at night, one of the fun things that happen is if we go to terrain, hit the cog, and change the time of day, the water becomes chocolatey. It becomes uninviting to anyone who isn't Willy Wonka. I don't want to swim in that. There could be a shark down there. There could be a submarine. There could be Cthulhu. Who knows? And especially at night. I mean, dudes, that is terrifying. I'm all up for midday when the water is very blue, crystal blue and clear. But dark water scares me. We're going to have to do something about that. Speaking of that, we are going to go back to objects, and I'm going to grab another cliff 6 and just sort of slop it in there. Wait, you said you weren't going to do this. I know, but I have a plan. It might not need cliff 6. We might need cliff 5. And then we're just going to pull bits out. Cliff 5 is a fun one. As we get further away, it pops down. Yeah, the level of detail in this game is ridiculous. Everything in the background is already a sprite. What I need is this area raised up on cliffs. Oh. But I also want it in a way that you can still walk around here. So there's still beach. You know how it is? I'm going to rotate that down, T to transform, pull that down. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Now, we need to get this bit right first of all. And the reason we need to get this right is because as we found out last time, or every other time, that when you have a lot of objects, it becomes very difficult to select them. How difficult? Super difficult. Like ridiculously difficult to select anything after a while. Move this up a little bit. You can come in and then get shunted around. And in fact, I might bring you out here. To rotate and then just give it a little spin until it looks like it's... I don't think that's gonna... that's not doing it for me. I'm gonna delete you. I will delete you, Cliff 5. And I know there's another one. Is it cliff 3? Oh yeah, no, it's got a cool sort of flat surface on one side of it. I'm going to move you over and push you in. Oh, does that mean the player could jump up on there? Yep, probably. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Let's go and grab a brush. Let's go and get rid of those rocks, go to terrain. Now we know from experience, this amount slider, the one that I'm waggling around like an idiot, this amount slider is saved between the raise and lower height, the set height, and the smooth height. If you're going around smoothing your island, and I will say this every time, because there is no undo, you cannot control Z anything here. If you going around smoothing the sand, which we know is just a fool's errand, and then you hit raise and lower, lower, raise, doesn't matter, you left click and you'll have a spike up to heaven or a dip down into Cthulhu's bedroom. There's good practice. Always take that mount slider and slam it all the way to the left, so that if you do accidentally click somewhere, then, well, it's not so devastating. Speaking of devastating, I'm actually going to read... am I going to read from over there? Yeah, I am. I'm going to read terrain paint height from... I'm going to change the size of this big old blue brush. We're only going to use two, the hard brush and the soft brush. Why? Read terrain paint height. Boop. Because I like a big soft brush. No, the other brushes are just not very good. I mean, who needs a brush that looks like a Petri dish? Who needs a brush that looks like a big old rectangle? Well, maybe some people, but they're not very good. They're just not very good. I'm going to change the mount slider up. Now, what I want to do is fill in this area where I've put some clips. Oh. going to use the hard brush. I'm going to be a rebel. Just straight up hard brush this. Because what we're doing is we're painting into the cliff. But that means we can have a nice drop on one side, raise land on the other. But wait, there's more. Yeah, I can just fill this area around. Look at that. That is completely flat in there. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. This is also going to be a little bit raised up. So what are you doing? Yeah, I suppose I should really get onto that. We need a way of making this interesting here, but blocking that, and also navigating around here. Because otherwise, this side of the island, the one with all the trees on it, which we will eventually remove, is just going to be... it's just going to be, like, not well-travelled, I guess, is the best way to describe it. If you look at the island itself, if we go up to the top, I can imagine people being on the right-hand side of the island with the little islands, maybe sort of puddling around the top. But this area down here is very far from the centre, which means a player's not really going to venture down here unless they build a house here. Same thing for the left-hand side. There's not really much going on here, and the player does not, unless they build a house there, not really going to do much there. So looking at the center of the island, that's probably where the player is going to be the most. I want to give the player something to do over here, which means raising this up. I'm going to do it slowly. Okay, cool. And then use a smooth brush. Crank the size and then smooth it off. But smoothing doesn't work all that well. Well, yes it does and doesn't. If you're doing terrain like this, it's easier to build up and then smooth back. Let's crank that up. Crank it off, crank it up. Wait, what's the difference? I'm not explaining that. What? Anyway, we have this ridge. Oh, that's a nice ridge. It is. How do we know what it looks like when a player is here? Oh, well, we go to our structures. We go to door and bring out the green door. That doesn't look very big until we bring out the green door. The green door is now just lost on this giant ridge. This ridge is huge. It looks tiny. And then, like, the adventures of Mr. Door happen. Look at that. And yes, you can absolutely jump up there and just wander off. But wait, there's more. There's always more. We are going to need to do exactly what we've done there. There's kind of a spoilers thing. Spoilers! Yes, well, if you're doing wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, then I guess it is spoilers. Let's bring this up until it's just kissing the water. Just a little kiss, you know? Just a little kiss in the water. Smoke on the water? No, just a kiss on the water. Oh. Are you okay? I'm going to let you into a secret. Yeah, probably. I don't know the difference between these doors, but they're all basically much of much. I was just trying to see if we had the same door as before. I think they're slightly different on this. Ah, there it is. That side. To rotate. What are you doing? What are you doing, Basil? I am doing this. And then I'm going to... Can anyone else tell what happened there? No, I want to delete that. And then I want to select that. And I want to delete that as well. It's a shame that, like, it doesn't tell you anywhere on here the name of the item that's selected. It would be cool if this raft is selected and it says in the bottom right left, raft. And then if we select the door, it says door. Because when you're messing around with things, what tends to happen is you let go, and if there's an item or object near the center of the selected objects, like, I guess, hitbox, and it could be here or it could be way in the distance behind, this tends to jump and select a different object, and I don't know what the cause is. I want to clone that door, and I want to put this door on top of the other door, like this. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I think we get it. We get it. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna grab rock. Oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna grab a. Well, we're gonna need the Footbridge. going to need a rock, but I'm also going to need a boat. Oh, this might be a little tricksy. See Footbridge. Let's do this first. Oh, you're going to put another bridge in. I know, right? It's almost as if this island's going to have a bridge here. Because if it doesn't, it's going to be quite hard to navigate. But also, we need a way for the boats to get in here. Oh, to rotate. And in order to do this, we're going to have to be very tricksy and clever with what we have. Now, is this going to fit a boat underneath it? Maybe. Is there a way of... Oh. There is. But wait, there is more. You're very clever. Yeah, there has to be more. Unfortunately, I'm going to raise this up a considerable amount. It'd be nice to have it flush, but I think we're going to have a little jump there. Because we haven't factored tide in. If we go back to the cog, and if we go here and change the time of day, that is low tide. As you can see where the blue is, that's low tide. And if we change that, that's high tide. Blue is way further up the beach. Oh, if we don't factor in tides as we're building stuff, we might build something that works at low tide, but boats get snagged on it at high tide. Now, there is another bit of an issue. Is there, though? Yes. What I want is go to objects, go to rocks. I need cliff 2. But I want it here. Oh, 9. It's not so good, though. We'll do a little rotate. Zoom out, do a little rotate. See if there's a better way of doing this. We might have to be very careful, clever about doing something along here. Pop that there. Okay, cool. Boot that, make sure that is exactly what we got. C to clone. And then see if we can get these two to kind of marry up. I'm not entirely sure if this is possible. We might have to fudge it. Alright, yeah, we might have to fudge it. Is this something you've done before? Yeah. That doesn't sound like commitment. That sounds like you going, meh. It does, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, we can kind of fudge this in a unique and interesting manner. All we need to do is get these two pieces to line up. Like so. And then drop that down. We're going to have to rotate this. And this is one of those things that you are eventually just going to have to test in-game. That's the cliff. So what I was saying, all we did was let go, and then it snaps to the cliff. So I'll do that. Up, down, let go, snaps to the cliff. Because the cliff is now, I guess the bounding box is in the way or something. I don't know. And that's why I want it to actually say what we have selected. So when I let go, if it does snap to something else, then I can see that it snapped to something else. It's not a great system, if I'm gonna be honest. Let's do this. Alright. I'll move you back. Let go. Let move it up. I saw it move. But what I'm trying to do is get this joint real close, and we can see if I just move that out a little bit, and then what did that snap to? It keeps snapping to something over there. I'm going to make this perfect. Is it? What is it doing? It's snapping to something. Is that what I have selected? Look at that. Look at this. I see the problem. These two ends aren't perfectly lined up. I suppose we can put something there. Okay, let's get away from that object. Check this, that's fine. That's fine, but wait, now this doesn't work. I know. Don't worry about it. We'll fix this. We'll fix it. It'll be fine. How can this be fine? Throwing objects so we don't have anything selected. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Shh. It's easy. What we'll do is hit C. Bloop, bloop, bloop. R. T. That's not doing it. It will. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. We will fix it. It'll be fine. Well, it snapped onto something. Oh, God. This. Please. Oh, this map editor. I swear. Anyway, yeah, it's all hidden. Cool. Done. Yeah, again, it's one of those things you need to check because it might be that the geometry is slightly different. So you'll need to check that, and you'll need to check this area here. Make sure there's nothing poking out. There we go. Terrain objects, so we don't have anything selected. Everything's real tight there. Let's check down here, see what's going on. That's actually okay. That's fine. Unfortunately, we're kind of narrowing this point up. And what I'll do is I'll go and read terrain paint height. Oh, look at that mount slider all the way up like a maniac. Change the size down. And then sort of paint in this area. I need it taller. There we go. I need more terrain. Give me more terrain. I'm just going to push and hold. Oh, it's because it's all the way down, isn't it? It is. Okay. Smith height. Still a little clicky clicks. I'm just putting the dirt into this bit of geometry that we've now selected. Cool. Well, what do we have here? It's a path! Oh. Look at that. Yeah, so that should be high enough to get a raft underneath. But also get a person across there. But wait, there's more. Of course there's more. There's always more. We're going to need to work out how wide this area is. Shipwreck 2A. I choose you. Actually, that should be fine. That should be fine. Because we know it's the back of Shipwreck 2A. If it can't fit under here, we could probably put something here. In terms of rocks, maybe, maybe not. There's I don't think there's anything we can put there. If we're going to be honest. Footbridge, rowboat. Okay, let me think about that. Let's get rid of that. I think this is fine. What we could do is read terrain paint height, select from down here under the water, and then just. I love the way. Oh, because the bridge is actually above. Let's just paint this in. I was going to use I was trying to use Photoshop shortcuts, and of course they're not going to work here. I just pressed F, like I said I would at the beginning of the video. Sometimes you're just touching the keyboard inappropriately, and then suddenly you're just. All right, well that should be wide enough, even if you're sliding your boat in sideways. But this is a bit, a little bit not right. I don't like this bend here, because this bend here there's no reason for it. Objects, structures, sea forts, bridges. Interesting. Maybe. We got a shipwreck with, we do, not you, not you, not you. Well, we can try something. We could try something? Yeah, we could try something. What are we trying? Oh, well, we're just playing with what the toolbox gives us. Really? Yes. Yeah, really, really, really. I just want to put something here to make that have some sort of logical sense. I need to look at the blue and the green, then down. What I'm doing is putting a bit of metal girder on that bend. And there we go. There we go. We can pop it down a little bit. And then back, because it's not quite... There. Now what we could do is clone that. It might be a bit much, but if it looks a bit much, we can just delete it with the delete button. We know this because we looked at that earlier. And then we can just do this. Rotate it around, T to transform. Now this thing might spawn loot boxes. Well, not loot boxes, but you know, containers. Let's move that around a little bit. And just moving it, and if it looks okay, then that's great. And if it doesn't make sense, then it's not. The way it's not going to make sense is these spars not lining up. Okay. And then back itself. That may or may not work. I'm thinking, let's go to terrain and objects. I think that kind of does work. Or does it? Yeah, I think it does kind of work. What we'll need to do... Actually, let's just rotate it around 180. I think that's better. Something was just not quite right. Let us do this. T to transform, pull it down. Rotate it a little bit. We're doing this again. Yeah, well, it didn't, you know. That feels a bit better. It feels better because it looks different, you know. There was just too much symmetry. I don't like symmetry. Pattern repeating. Pattern repeats. Fine. What we'll do is hit terrain objects. We've got nothing selected. Get rid of the structures, go to terrain, and we will go to reterrain paint height, grab some of this dry sand, change the size down, look at the amount slider, make sure that's not too egregious, and then paint in this area. Nice. And then use a soften brush, crank that up, crank the size up a bit, and soften that back. So that it looks like it's all coming out around here, like it is having an effect on the sand. Time and tide is having an effect on the sand. It is. The mount slider is cranked up. I just want to pull that out a little bit here. For the very good reason, there's just not much beach to run along. Okay, and then again, crank the size, smooth it off. Good. We might put trees and stuff around this just to obfuscate the fact that that's what it is. But how are you going to do this? You're just going to put another bridge? Oh, of course we are. But wait. There's more? You know there's more. I even nodded my head and you could see the nodding of the head as the thing went up and down. I was like, oh yeah, of course there's more. What, from here? That would be logical, huh? Nah, let's not do that. Oh, let's make the player think about what they're doing. Think about the life choices. Really? That snapped onto something else. Okay, cool. Yes, we'll do this. And then that, then T, bring it down, pull it in, R to rotate, pull it up a bit. T, and then there we go. Now we know. But, yeah, wait, Is there more? Oh, of course. Train object, so we don't have any selected. We looked at that last time. There's a reason for doing that. If you select something and then pull some out of the toolbox, you might move another object. And that will make you sad. Like, real sad. Cliff 3, rotate. T, down. Not down? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this doesn't need to touch the beach. There we go. Just needs to be buried in the rock. Excellent. And can Mr. Door get hold of that? That is a good question. Mr. Door? Can't... Mr. Door, wake up. Yes, technically, yes. Yeah, player could probably jump up there and then get up to the top. That's not that much of an issue, but we can kind of help the player a little bit by doing this. There we go. There we go. We have now made a big old ramp for the player to run up. Doop, 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 doop. I'm the player. Look at me. Boop, doop, 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 doop. Boop, doop, doop. Now, is this something we want? This still bothers me. It bothers me, son. It bothers me. You bother me, son. Yeah, I think that's better. Having that asymmetry on one side. And again, if we rotate that round 180, pull that out. We don't need to adjust the sand or anything. Yeah, I think that's probably better, right? I think that's probably better. Yeah, I think that asymmetry and not having the rounded bit at the top, terrain objects, that feels better. That feels like it's like the bridge is barely holding on, and whatever was here is now gone. Yeah, no, that's much better. Okay, cool. Excellent. So we put in a giant bridge, but we're going to need to cover it with trees and things. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But we know that this height is perfect for getting a sailboat underneath. That's not an issue. We also know that if we grab ourselves a shipwreck 2A and then rotate that around, that should be able to go through there, and it does comfortably, like actually comfortably. Yeah, so you can push that through, and we're looking at this flat deck as the width of an average player raft, and that is much wider, so that will actually get you straight into the cave. Good. And there shouldn't be too much steering going on either. Okay, yep, that's fine. That seems like a comfortable way of doing it. Good. Excellent. Good. That's good. And delete that. Right. It doesn't look like we've done a lot. Oh, hello. Oh, it's the low poly. Yeah. All right. I was like, the bridge is sticking out. It's not. It's not. Don't worry about it. Good. Well, we have two different sides of the island. From this side, we now have things getting in the way. We're definitely going to need to put trees and things on this to obfuscate it, but we're going to have to do that later, because otherwise the episodes are going to overrun, and everyone's going to be like, I'm sad now. But we've made a really long, very narrow bridge that you can put a boat underneath, and it's very similar to the one that we put here, which keeps like a running theme on the old island. Good. Excellent. We are making progress. Slowly but surely we are getting this island detailed up. I'm going to leave it there for the time being. If you like this video, definitely leave a like, leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell, and I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.